Okay, we're gonna unbox it. No. Oh no, you can't have this. Oh no, that's for Mama. That's for Mama. Okay, ready to open the box? You ready? We're gonna unbox it. Yeah. What's in there? What's in there? Let's see. What's in there? Ooh. That's our packing receipt. I know. We might have to open this from the bottom and slide it. Yeah. Oh, let's see. What'd you get? Oh, you got the dough hook. You got the dough hook. Yes. Oh, it's ice cold. There it is. And there's Mama's new mixer. Do you want to get it out? Do you want to get it out? All right, we might have to, What's the best way to get it out? We might, let's see. Let's see if Mama can lift it. That's right, I've got a KitchenAid mixer. I feel like a kid on Christmas. Okay, so let me explain to you guys what happened and what my story is, and I'm hoping that as I tell you my story and what we did and what we got, it will help some of you guys out that might be in the same situation that I was in. And to be honest, not in a financial situation to where I could spend, $400 or $500 on a KitchenAid mixer. I mean, even if I had the money, I wouldn't spend it on a KitchenAid mixer. I would spend it on, other things that are needed, right? So, as many of you know, just in case you don't, I'm on this journey here of learning how to make everything from scratch so that I can save on our grocery bills. Our average grocery bill a month was about $1,100 a month, give or take some. And it just got to the point where literally it was eat or pay the cable bill or pay the electric bill, So we had to do something. I mean, grocery prices just keep going up and up and up. So what can I do, right? I need electricity, I need water, I need heat. We need internet. There's certain things that my husband needs for his job, the kids need for school now, because school is based around the internet now. So where could I cut the bills? And the only place that I could cut it was my grocery bill. So how do you feed 6 people, 3 teens, a baby who has his own special snacks and all that kind of stuff? How do you do it? And how do you do it on the cheap? Well, I was like, well, I'm going to do the coupon thing, right? And that is like, it's so much work and it's so much time, and you're just, I kind of felt like I was still being screwed because I have to stay within these corporations and these brands, and there has to be a better way. So, I've taken the leap now to make all my own food, and so far, now last month was our first month doing it, so it's been a month now, and that grocery bill was about $700, so I got it down $400, which is huge, right? This month, my goal is to get our food bill down to about $500 a month. If I can slash it more, at least in half, if not a little bit more, I will be so happy, and we will live so much more comfortably. So that's my goal. So that's the road that I've been down. However, I have carpal tunnel really bad, and I have arthritis coming in my hands. and I have bad hips, and so I deal with chronic pain every day. I live in chronic pain on some level every day. However, making everything from scratch is very, if you've never done it before, it's like working out. You don't know you have certain muscles until you work you work them out and they become sore. But the past week and a half, really, my hands, my wrists, my forearms have been so swollen and charley horsing and so sore, not even sore, like painful from my carpal tunnel, that there were some days I just couldn't really do anything. And so then we were back to buying the grocery store bread and the grocery store buns, and I started feeling really defeated. I started feeling really like, maybe I can't do this. Maybe physically I can't do this. And it was really it was really depressing. It was really emotionally, um, I don't know, kind of devastating to me, because I really want to do this. So, the first thing that my husband said was, well, let's see what we can get you. We can't afford a KitchenAid mixer, but let's see what else that's out there that we can get you. And on Craigslist, we found a KitchenAid hand mixer with the dough hook attachments and a food processor, 12 cup KitchenAid food processor, KitchenAid 5 speed mixer with the dough hooks. Now, the processor retails for $250, and the mixer they still sell on the KitchenAid website, that retails for $50. The dough hooks retail for $20. So you're talking well over $300 worth of stuff, and the lady was selling it for $125. So my husband called her and talked to her husband, and basically told her our story of what I was trying to do. And my husband was like, look, all we have is $100. Will you take $100 for it? And she was like, absolutely. Well, she had it up on Craigslist for over a month. So yeah, so I think she just wanted to sell it too. So she took $100. So that was a good deal. So for those of you who can't afford paying retail, check Craigslist, check your classifieds in your newspaper if you get those. Check around online. So that's what I did, right? I'm babbling. Okay, so got the food processor, thought it would make dough. No. Maybe pastry dough, but trying to make bread dough in a food processor, it it was almost like I might as well just do it by hand. It really wasn't saving me anything, because now I was left with a processor that was a mess, and the dough was just, it was so messy that it just didn't even seem worth it, because I was still having to knead it by hand, because the processor really only gets the dough together in a ball. It doesn't knead it. So you have to then take it out of the processor and then hand knead it. So that really didn't work. The hand mixer with the dough hooks is great. Like, my husband got it to work, and we made, what did we make? Soup bowl breads for chili. I made bread bowls. And he got it. No, actually, no, that wasn't it. Sorry, that's my cloth diapers. We actually made homemade tortillas. That's what we used the hand mixer with. And my husband got it to work great. For me and my carpal tunnel, I could not hold the hand mixer. It was too hard to hold the hand mixer. I tried holding it for 5 minutes or so, and I was melting on the floor. So my husband came and finished it for me. So that was depressing. I'm like, oh, we spent $100, and this still doesn't make dough, which is my problem, right? So even though the food processor is great, I'm now chopping all my my vegetables in it. I made breadcrumbs in it. So there are a lot of other things that I'm using that for. So that was not wasted money. That was just another tool that that I needed in the kitchen. And the hand mixer I've been using a lot to make brownie batter at night and stuff like that. So, but I'm still having problems with the dough. So my husband, I was having a really bad night. I'm like, look, you know, we were looking online and we were looking on Craigslist, and everything is still way too much money. Everything still is like $300 and more. And we just don't have that. I mean, not to spend on a mixer. So I was like, well, they sell a $200 one, a classic KitchenAid stand mixer at Walmart for $200. So I looked into that. And then when you start learning about bread dough and the capacity you need and the not so much the wattage, but you need a machine that the gears aren't going to strip. It's going to be able to take bread dough. You really need, excuse me, either an artisan or you need, you really need a pro mixer, a professional stand mixer. Well, those are like $400 or $500. Are you kidding me? You know, there's just no way. There's no way. So, you know, here I had been hoping, oh, maybe for my birthday I will get a KitchenAid, but those hopes were dashed because we just, I mean, we're just not going to be able to afford that. So my husband did some research and he was really quiet about it. In fact, that night I was icing my wrist and I was in a lot of pain, and so much pain. We were supposed to run to the store to pick up a few things at the grocery store, eggs and milk and that kind of stuff. And I kept putting it off because I was like, just let the pain pills kick in, you know, let the ice work, and I'll go with you. Well, it was, I think this was Saturday night. Midnight comes around and I'm like, you know what? I'm just in too much pain. I just can't go. So you just have to go for, you know, go for us. So my husband was like, okay, I'm going to go. And he went in the living room and he was online for like an hour. And so finally at 1 o'clock, I'm getting aggravated now. And I'm like, you know, are you going to the store or not? It's now 1 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, yeah, babe, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I'm just about to go. Another half hour goes by. And I'm biting my tongue and I'm like, look, you really need to go. You know, there was a snowstorm coming. I'm like, you really need to go. By tomorrow morning, there's going to be a lot of snow on the ground. It's now 1:30 in the morning. What are you doing online? So he's like, go check your email. And I was like, I am not in the mood to check online on you know, go online and check my email. He's like, no, you're gonna want to read this. And I'm like, what did you send me? So I thought he was like reading something political or something online. So I actually ignored him. I went back to bed and was doing my thing, and he's like, did you check your email yet? And I'm like, no. He's like, check your email. So I go to my email box, and there is a receipt there for a KitchenAid mixer. And I think I cried for an hour. I think I laid on my husband's chest and I cried for an hour. And then, of course, I was like, we can't afford this. What did you do? You know, all this stuff. So the bottom line is, and what a lot of people don't know, is that KitchenAid has an outlet. They have an eBay outlet. I think they have one on Amazon too, but I'm not sure. But I know that they have one on eBay, and I'm going to link you down below. They have one also on their website, on the actual KitchenAid official website, but they have one on eBay. He went on eBay, he did some research on at least the most powerful machine that would do bread dough, like the least, how do I explain that? Like the machine that would be the very least that I would need. And he's like, you know, you, at the very least, you need a pro. That's just it. You know, with making bread dough, you need the metal gears. So he went on there and he found, now what's a little confusing is on the website, on the eBay site, they had a picture of a Pro 500. And then they had a description of the Pro 5 Plus mixer. They are two different things, although I didn't realize that they were two different things until I started doing research and Googling, and I found a site that was comparing the two, and I'm like, comparing the two? I thought the two were the same, but apparently KitchenAid just throws up a generic picture since all their Pro models basically look the same, just to show the contour silver color in which my husband got me. So I think what they did is they just threw up a stock photo, and yet then they had the description of the actual mixer that my husband ordered me. Now, here's the key. Here's the trick. Sorry, I have to wipe my nose. Here's the thing. It's refurbished. Now, some of you might be like, oh, well, refurbished is just, you know, kind of the same as new. And some of you will be like, oh, I don't want a refurbished machine or a used machine, which is what you get on Craigslist anyway if you're buying used. Here's the thing with KitchenAid Refurbished, which is what I learned through research, which I didn't know before, which is what I want to share with you guys so that you guys can get the best deal that you guys can get. KitchenAid makes, when they sell at retail stores like Walmart, Sears, Best Buy, in their contract, they state that any KitchenAid that is returned cannot be put back on the floor. So, if a couple gets two for their wedding shower, or if they get a KitchenAid and they don't want it, or they decide they want the money for it or the gift card for it, any return, even if it's brand new in the box, if it is returned, it has to be shipped back to the KitchenAid factory. It is automatically used, even if it's never been opened. So from what I've read and the research that I've done, majority of the KitchenAid refurbished KitchenAid stand mixers are returns. They're brand new, never been opened. However, when a KitchenAid mixer goes back to the factory as a returned, even if it's never been opened, it has to be opened by a tech. It has to be inspected. It has to have a run through. Now, even if it's a broken model, if something happened to it, stripped the gears, whatever, a KitchenAid tech has to fix it back to the original standards. So whether or not you're getting a new one, which is, you know, which has never been used, or whether or not it's broken and it's been a return, a KitchenAid tech touches it, works on it, runs it through the tests, and I had read several articles, and I'll link one down below, because as I was reading them, I was just like clicking off and going to the next one, going to the next one. And then I was like, oh, I should be saving these articles. So I did save one, but you can Google yourself about refurbished KitchenAid mixers, stand mixers. Many think that buying refurbished is even better than buying new, because buying new, they're coming off the line and they're being assumed that they work. When you're buying refurbished, you're getting something that is put back into new condition. However, it's been inspected and it's had the run through. So you know that what you're getting actually works and has actually been touched by a repair tech. So in many regards, people find that that is, you know, even better than buying new. Not only that, buying refurbished, you're buying at such a huge discount. Now, the KitchenAid Classic, the little 250 watt, 4-quart, you know, standard machine that they sell at Walmart is $199 or $200. I think the Plus, And I want to say that one has a 275 or a 300 watt. I think that I've seen that for sale for like $225. Neither one would be good to do bread dough in, or heavy doughs at least. Those retail for $200. My husband got me my Pro Mixer for $199, refurbished at the KitchenAid Outlet on eBay. That's not the best part, because my husband got me the Pro 5 Plus, which is the 5-quart. It had a 450 watt. It's 450 watt. It can do, I think, it had a flour power, I think of, was it 10 cups of flour? And it did like 6 loaves of bread and 10 dozen cookies. Well, that's what we ordered. That's not what came today. What came today was a Pro 550 Plus HD model, which is their heavy duty model, their commercial heavy duty model. It's a 5.5 quart, 575 watt machine with this like electronic start, and it also it can hold more. It does 7 loaves of bread and 11 dozen cookies, and I think it has a flour power of 13 cups. So it's even better than the KitchenAid that my husband ordered me. Which tells me if they're out of the model that you order, they will send you one better. I just got this massive piece of equipment, machinery, for the same amount that you would buy the small little dinky one with the 250 watt motor, brand new. So I had to share it with you guys because not many people know about the Refurbished. Not many people know how KitchenAid works and how the Refurbished is not only goes back out as just like brand new, but has had its one. Many of them are brand new. Many of them haven't even ever been opened. But that you can get such a huge discount on them. Now, when you go to the eBay site, you can check it out. You can look all around. They sell everything there. Now, some things are new and some things are refurbished. So you have to kind of take a look at the titles. But for those of you like me who don't have $500 to spend on a mixer, who will never have $500 to spend on a mixer. Even if I had $500, I couldn't spend it on a mixer. I would feel so guilty because there's so many other things that I could buy. For $200 to save me from pain and to make my house more functional, and in the long run, for as much money as I'm going to save in groceries, $200 I can justify. You know what I mean? I know you guys know what I mean. And I hope that if you guys are out there and even just if one of you wants a KitchenAid mixer and you haven't been able to figure out how you can afford it like me, I hope this bit of information has helped you. Now, I know other people who have recently found out about this and who have gone ahead and ordered a refurbished model themselves. I know people that are planning on ordering a refurbished model. Everyone that I keep talking to about this seems really excited. I've kind of kept it a little down on the hush. I mean, I've talked about getting my mixer, and I talked like on Facebook, and I talked about my husband getting it for me, but I haven't talked about the fact that it was refurbished, because I wanted to get it first. I wanted to make sure that it looked new, that it ran new, that everything was good on it before I release this kind of information to you guys, because I didn't want to say, oh, this is great, blah, blah, blah. And then, people jump on board and then they order one and then I get mine and it's crap. Because there's a lot of, if you read if you read a lot of the reviews on Refurbished, the ongoing theme is I really expected a scratched model, like a model to come to me with scratches and blemishes and be a little crooked or a little dented or something. But I'm telling you, my mixer is beautiful. So I'm going to end this part of the vlog now, and I'm going to go over and take you, I would take you, but the computer I think will freeze and die on me. So I'm going to get my regular camera and I'm going to go film over there, and I'm going to show you my mixer. And if you guys end up ordering one, please come back and comment and let me know what you got, what color you got, because I am just so excited. It's almost like an obsession, because I really feel like I screwed the man. I really feel like I screwed the system. I have been talking about not buying retail. The last year, really this last past year, we have really worked hard on not being consumers and cutting costs where we could and buying needs over wants. This KitchenAid mixer really was, it kind of went from a want to a need for me to be able to be successful and productive and be able to save more money in the long run. But that aside, I really talked about not buying retail and buying from, like, even clothes. I buy from resale shops. I buy from other moms. I would rather give another mom my money than give it to Target. That's just me. So I've been on this homesteading, non-consumerism, buying from my neighbors and from people in my community rather than big box stores. So where I can, I mean, you can't do it for everything. I need toilet paper, but if I could buy toilet paper from my neighbor, I would. But to know that I was able to, I have to include my husband because my husband actually did it, to know that we were able to do this and get such a discount. For a machine that is so beautiful, I just had to share it with you guys, and I'm excited about this, and I can't wait to share it, and I want you guys to share it with your friends. If you have a sister, if you have a friend, anyone you know that is looking for a KitchenAid and can't afford it, or just, I mean, a lot of us just don't want to shell out that kind of money, but many of us just don't have it. We just don't have it to do. There's a way. There is a way. My mom always said, where there's a will, there's a way. She was right. And this did it. So I'm going to take you over there, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of my machine. And again, if any of you guys end up doing this, let me know, because I feel like we're giving it to retail. That's what we're doing. We're giving it to the retail. All right, guys. All right, I'll be back. All right, here she is, guys. Isn't she pretty? Now her color is contour silver. So if you guys are looking at the contour silver ones, this is the color. I do have the KitchenAid. This one is in the bright KitchenAid red, not the cinnamon, but the classic KitchenAid red. I forgot the name, the official name for it. So that's the red, but I know this mixer also comes in the red on eBay. So, but of course, I absolutely love the silver, and my husband got me the silver because I was going back and forth with a bunch of colors when I was thinking about getting a mixer, but then my hopes were dashed, and I was like, I'm just not even going to look at colors anymore. So here she is, and I'm telling you guys, like, there is not a mark, not a nick, not a scratch. The little hub is beautiful. And I'm just going to zoom you around so you can just take a look at the condition. I mean, she's beautiful. So, of course, this is a stand, not the tilt head, the lift. So you just lift up the bowl, And then I'm going to show you guys our controls over here. Oh, there it is. And she is on 2. And there she is on 10. And you can feel the wind. And there she is. So you can tell she's got 10 levels, and I think most of them, I think all of them do, they go to 10. So definitely a lot of power there. And here's her other pieces. The dough hook, which is probably going to be my most used. And then of course the paddle. So to change these out, you just lower her bowl. By the way, I named her. Her name is Persephone. And for those who like Greek mythology, you probably know the story of Persephone and her mother, and how the earth was plentiful with food when Persephone was free, and then when Persephone would go back to the underworld for, I believe it was 3 months out of the year, the earth would not flourish, would be barren. So yeah, that's how she got her name. Anyway, my husband loves that name. Had we had a daughter, he would have wanted to name her that, but since we don't, her name will be Persephone, my stand mixer. So anyway, to change her out, it's really easy. She has a little clip there, so you know which way to put the attachment on, and then it just turns and locks. There you go. I should have moved that a little bit more so you can see it better. So then, and it drops. It's so hard to do this while looking at the camera to make sure you guys can see. I'm not very coordinated. So there's that. And then to get out the bowl, of course, most people that are looking in the KitchenAid mixers know the differences, but this one has arm mounts, and I don't think I'm going to be able to, let's see, will that work? Maybe, so I can show you. You just lift the bowl out like that. And then there she is without her bowl. And then to put the bowl back in, let's make sure you guys can see. You just line up the tabs of the bowl. You kind of have to tilt it towards you in order to do that. I hope you can see that. And then you just push it firmly down, and it locks in place with a little, like a little tab that's right in the back here. So anyway, there's reviews and stuff online on YouTube that you guys can check out where people actually do a good review. I'm not here to do a review. I just want to show you how beautiful she is for a refurbished model for $200. The attachments are like brand new. There's no scuffs. There's nothing to show that this is Refurbished. This is like all new. I mean, it looks brand new. There's not a mark or scuff on her. If you guys can see that. So, anyway, you get a paperwork for the warranty. The difference, there is a difference between the refurbished and, of course, retail. Refurbished, you get a 6-month warranty, and with a new retail model, you get a year. So that is the difference. But you know what? I mean, for savings of almost $400, I mean, this model here retailed, I believe, for like around $570 or $580. So I got it for $200. So for a savings of $400, I can live with a 6-month warranty. I will use her and abuse her for the next 6 months, and if there's anything wrong with her, I will contact them, ship it back, and they will send me out a new replacement. So I have to fill out that paperwork. It comes with a little sheet of paper that just tells you, you know, to make sure that, you know, it's kind of like little quick tips. It also comes with the manual. In your manual, it will have stamped that it is refurbished. So, and then how to troubleshoot. And then in the back, it includes recipes for you to try out. A ton of recipes. So, got that book. And that's about it. So, this is probably where she will live, on my counter. I cannot wait to make pizza dough. I can't wait to make bread dough. I can't wait to not buy store-made bread or buns. Because just last night we had to buy hamburger buns because it's been impossible for me to knead with my hands. But I'm excited to get back to making all those breads, and I just had to share this deal with you guys, and I hope it helps somebody else, because that's the goal here. So many of you have helped me out. I just really want to do my part and do my best to, you know, pay it forward and help somebody else out that's in the same position as I am. So, all right, I hope this video is useful to you guys. All right, I'm gonna go play with my new toy. Later, guys.